Turning now to the substance abuse problem in Oregon and issues with Measure 110 that was passed by voters. State auditors found that money earmarked for addiction services is not rolling out as quickly as anticipated. Mike Better joins us with more on what all of this means. Mike.
Well, simply put, Ashley, not all treatment centers looking for funding to help people in their respective communities are getting that critical funding. And that's concerning because Measure 11 was supposed to do the opposite and get funds into the hands of specialists. That's needed now more than ever with drug addiction and overdoses on the rise.
My mom battled meth and heroin addiction for most of my childhood.
Shamia Fagan sharing a personal story about drug addiction. Oregon's Secretary of State testifying this week that drugs are the reason her mom ended up homeless on the streets of Portland.
I am very, very deeply impacted by, and as I know many of us are, the drug abuse crisis that we have here in Oregon.
One avenue to address the crisis is Measure 110, passed by voters in November 2020. Measure 110 redirects millions of dollars in tax revenue from Oregon's legal marijuana industry to substance abuse treatment. The measure also decriminalizes small amounts of drugs like heroin, cocaine, and meth. Problem is,
ballot measure 110 has not been implemented without some bumps along the way, and some significant bumps along the way.
Those so-called bumps discovered during an audit of Measure 110 implementation were addressed during a virtual hearing Thursday. State auditors found that only a fraction of the funding earmarked for treatment centers has actually been sent out. This means people who need help aren't getting it.
We need to support those organizations who stood up, filled out applications, were approved by the council, and to get funding out the door for those.
Steve Allen, Behavioral Health Director at OHA, promises better days are ahead, and they better be because of this.
I think we are unfortunately well positioned for a rapid increase in overdose deaths. And
something Measure 110 was passed in part to prevent. But thus far, expectations have not been met, as pointed out by Secretary of State Fagan.
When the voters of Oregon passed Measure 110, we did so because we wanted to change a policy in Oregon to improve the lives of people, to improve our communities. And in the years since, we haven't seen that play out.
All right, another person who testified at the hearing was one of the chairs of the Measure 110 Oversight and Accountability Council. Ron Williams is his name, and he believes any challenges highlighted by the audit can be corrected with what he calls a deliberate, intentional, and focused effort. We're told the full audit report will be released in the fall. Ashley?
Mike, thank you.